Hi boys and girls, Bruce here. Another update on my Strat project. Starting to get in with the wiring now. Remove the strings. I just did a little video on how to remove the strings from the guitar without having to, remove the scratch plate without having to take all your strings off. Like I say, obviously the best thing to do is replace the strings, but when you're just working on things, want to try a few things out, perhaps it's a good idea just to do this method, so you can put the strings back on, check everything's alright, and when you're really happy you can then replace the strings, because that's an easier job rather than having to keep going through new sets of strings. So today I'm going to be shielding the guitar properly. You can see it suffered from noise, there's not any shielding on here, and this just looks like someone has put some tin foil, in fact, yeah, some tin foil on the back whenever this was done. I have no idea, probably in the 80s. So that's really rubbish, and it'll explain all the noise I'm getting. So I'm going to be shielding the guitar today. So got some of this copper shielding. It came off of Amazon, arrived really quickly, and it should be dead simple to put into the guitar. So I'm going to go all out and try and shield all around here the best I possibly can. Okay, so the first job I'm going to do is with a slightly damp cloth here. I'm just going to clean out the insides of this. It's a little bit grubby, so the tape sticks as well as it possibly can. Get rid of as much of that as possible, any dirt or whatever. Yeah, I think that's done. There we go. Just use a bit of kitchen roll here to dry that out. Well, it's really hot here, so it won't today, so it's probably not going to take that long. But all that kind of residual kind of crap that's left in there. Okay, so now I'm going to start putting the tape on. You can see it's a little bit higher, so I'm probably going to have to trim a little bit of this off as we go along, but we shall see. Let's start by doing this bit first. This is the fiddly bit. You find the end of this and peel it off. So this tape as well, it's conductive, so once you lay it over itself, you don't need to solder anything together or anything, because it forms a circuit when it's laid over the top, if you can actually get it off. As with all great demos, when you come to do it, it's a little bit fiddly when you're doing something on camera, as always. So I'll play some music now while you go and entertain yourselves while I try and get this end off. So peel the tape out. It's a little bit sticky and a little bit jumpy there. So put that in there like that, just go around, push it right in. Just going to take that over the top there, it won't harm it at all. So as you can see, this is probably going to take a little while to do, so I'll skip forward when it's done. As you can see, we're still going. It's a little bit of a fiddly job, so give yourself some time to do it. Just getting around these bits is tricky, and then filling in these spaces can be a little bit tricky as well. But it's very therapeutic. Once you get into a flow, you just keep going. The longest amount of time is actually just getting this sticky tape off the back. It's okay, as I mentioned before, to overlap this stuff, because it's conductive on both sides. There we go, get around that bit. Push it down, nice fit there. Going to have to cut some special sizes to go down the middle there, so just kind of lining that up a bit roughly. Just about. Like I said, it doesn't totally matter if it overlaps a little bit, just push that down between the gaps. I'm going to put another piece across there in a second. That one. A couple of bob strips, keep those because they come in quite useful. Okay, we're back again. So this is now fully shielded. That took about 20 to 25 minutes. What I tend to do once I've got everything in is use something which is quite soft and blunt like the end of the, and just roll it about in there, make sure, get rid of all the air, everything is nicely, you know, flattened and flattened down. If you can, roll your finger around, be careful not to scratch it, so you want something quite soft, perhaps a pencil eraser. So that's all the cavities filled there. The next thing then is to get on to the scratch plate and replace this with some copper tape, and I'll give that a clean. So I will move on to that now. Okay, so we're coming through this. When I'm doing this bit, the scratch plate, a craft knife is very handy for just cutting round the shapes like this. And by doing this as well, when you cut around here, you get some extra use the leftover bit to fill in some of the gaps, because obviously it's not very precise with some of these areas. He says it's usually a bit more easier than this. So that gives you that bit there. So you've got a nice finished edge there with none of it peeking through, and you've got these little extra bits which you can then use to fill in perhaps any additional gaps that you might have from joins and things like that to make it perfect around. There's another bit there, so I usually leave those to the end, but for this bit here you just put it there, cut that round. So you can't see that on the front, completely missing. And you've got a nice join there, and then you've got some of these extra little bits which can, let's say, fill in some of these gaps here. So we shall continue onwards. So there we go, there's the bottom done, give or take a few bits. I'm not too worried about this bit here because that's going to be very much well away from electronics and connected to the wood, so I don't have to do everything. Obviously I've filled over the holes, that's not a problem because I'm going to screw through them, and then those ones there for the tone, we'll cut through those. So that's not a problem either. So that's that job done. The scratch plate is now ready to go on, pickups probably ready to go in. One more thing is the the jack socket plate, and that is the last job to do in terms of the shielding. Okay, so now everything is fully shielded. We've got the cavity here shielded, all the cavities are done. We can now start putting in the pickups. That is the next job.